As a starting point, we kept a sense of enigma in our film to address the ABC1 socio-economic group. Therefore, we withheld information and controlled the understanding of the audience to test their intelligence. The narrative is very disrupted and non-linear, and the settings change frequently, constantly keeping the audience guessing. The fast-paced montage, whilst adding to the confusion, is designed for the more dedicated attention span of the ABC1 audience. Additionally, each scene is bursting with props and understated mise-en-scène for the attentive minds of the well-educated film connoisseurs. For example, those paying particular attention will notice the princess's shoe left behind, linking to the well-known fairy tale Cinderella. Others will note the similarities of our storyline and Hans Christian Andersen's tale of The Red Shoes. Furthermore, as we knew our audience was going to be fairly young, we decided to jump straight into the narrative in a fast-paced, jumpy way with the montage. This captured their attention from the offset and ensured they stayed involved for the slower scenes that followed. We chose not to incorporate too much violence and kept the fake blood subtle to suit the youngest of this audience. The main character, being a young, pretty girl, will attract the male audience, but also the female audience, as the story is quite feminist in its views and sees the princess standing up for herself. Also, genre-wise, we added stronger horror elements and sounds such as the whispers and the ambient, spooky sounds under the close-ups of the dresses to appeal to men who we found from our research were bigger fans of horror films. We gave the piece a 15 film rating. This is what we would have ideally liked the film to be in the cinema. This would be suitable because our film fits the criteria needed, such as the work as a whole must not endorse discriminatory language or behaviour. Drug taking may be shown, but the film as a whole must not promote or encourage drug misuse. The misuse of easily accessible and highly dangerous substances is unlikely to be acceptable. Strong threat and menace are permitted unless sadistic or sexualized. Dangerous behaviour should not dwell on detail which could be copied. Easily accessible weapons should not be glamorized. There may be frequent use of strong language. The strongest terms may be acceptable if justified by the context. Aggressive or repeated use of the strongest language is unlikely to be acceptable. Nudity may be allowed in sexual content, but without strong detail. There are no constraints on nudity in a non-sexual or educational context. There may be strong verbal references to sexual behaviour, but the strongest references are unlikely to be acceptable unless justified by context. Violence may be strong, but should not dwell on the infliction of pain or injury. And strong gory images are unlikely to be acceptable. Strong sadistic or sexualised violence is also unlikely to be acceptable. Once finished, we found out how well perceived our product was with our age group. We did this using social networking sites, particularly Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, we received minimal comments, but 15 likes, all from people about the age of 16 to 34, and one comment from a 16-year-old girl. Sounds used, so many different shots, the speed of it all, the overlapping in shots, different effects. Wow, that was amazing. I want to see the movie now. I felt this was extremely good feedback because it highlighted the exact shots we had aimed at the people her age. The feedback from Twitter was also extremely positive, although this time with a particular reference to the glasses shot at the end and the reflections in the glass.